I show you a really interesting gun. I've been fooling with it today. There were a few things that I had to do in order to make it complete again, which involved using a torch and heating some metal and bending that metal. Let me show you. This is a what you call a Chinese T-53, Type 53, which, if you know anything about European battle rifles of the 19th and 20th centuries, is pretty much identical to a Russian rifle called the M44 Mosin Nagant. And this is what happened when the Russians sent the machinery to build the M44 to China in 1953. That's when they started building them. So it's called the Type 53. It has a bayonet, integral bayonet. Here, you pull this down, pull this out, and then it clicks up over the muzzle of the rifle. I'm not going to do it all the way because it's a bitch to get loose again. These little bands here that holds on the handguard, those are the things that I had taken off and couldn't for the life of me put back on. But eventually I had to, as I said, heat them up with a torch, bend them, slip them over the barrel behind the lug where the bayonet goes, because it normally would not fit over that assembly, and then heat them up and squeeze them back together. One really interesting feature of this gun, when I have a Mosin Nagant 9130, it's longer, it's a 27 3/4 inch barrel gun. This is a 20-inch barrel gun. The Russians make God knows how many tens of millions of Mosin Nagants. They're still around. Just as recently as maybe 10 years ago, you could still pick one up for $100 or $150. I saw Mosin Nagants today on Bud's gun shop site, $350. And I've bought and sold a lot of old military surplus rifles in my day, and one of the reasons I held on to the Mosin Nagants, number one, is they're really fun to shoot and cheap to shoot, and number two, I didn't figure that they would appreciate in value all that much, but apparently they have. This one's interesting because it has a really, really nice trigger to it. It's extremely smooth. Let me see, let me get my spec book out here and tell you. I've done the where's my data? Where's my data? Trigger pull data. Damn it, I can't find it. Trigger pulls. T-53, 6.5, 6 3/8, 6.5. So I wouldn't call that all that light. I like to have my ARs around 5 pounds, but just the fact that it's such a nice, smooth trigger makes up for everything. It's just, compared to other Mosin triggers, this was not an enhanced trigger job or anything. This is basically, when I got this rifle, I got it for $160, and it was encrusted inside and out with cosmoline. I mean encrusted, old cosmoline, dried cosmoline. And it was a real job to strip this sucker out. It was a labor of love. It's what it was. I used everything from easy off oven cleaner to brake cleaner and all kinds to get down to the bare metal on this rifle. And then when I did, it's just, the finish isn't all that good on it, but it's just a real solid performer. The rifling is so strong in the barrel, it pretty much leads me to believe that this was not hardly ever shot at all. Just dipped in cosmoline and stored in a cave for God knows how long. 50 years, 60 years. This one's got the date 1954 on it. The Chinese got the equipment in 53, and they continued to manufacture these until 1961. So they were used in Vietnam a lot by the Viet Cong and those kind of folks. And of course it shoots the 7.62 by 54R cartridge, which is a very powerful cartridge. The sucker will shoot out, they say, accurately to kilometer. I don't know. They're really not all that accurate when you get right down to it, but it's a big old round, and it's a cheap round, and it'll knock you on your ass. And if you get the right kind of ammo, there's no reason in the world why you can't hunt fairly big game with a rifle like this. And from what I've been reading lately and watching about pig hunting in Texas, having a big game rifle with a bayonet might not be that bad an idea. So anyway, that's my T53. It's a honey. I love it. The stock has so many eaten up holes in it and stuff that there's just no way in the world I could ever consider getting it down to unmarked wood. So I sanded her down, polyethylene, holy crap out of this thing, and I don't know, I think it looks pretty cool. Strips T53. Doubt I'm ever going to sell it because it's just too cool. See you around.